That was Alex Cora the other day discussing this weekend where he's going to face Rafael Devers.
Very exciting, though. Quick turnaround.
Yeah, no, it's...
I like it. It's not like, oh, you don't even play the Giants this year. It's like, no, you play them, and it's this week.
Let me ask you, with that Bregman tweet, I didn't see that, or post on Instagram or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Do you think he plays this weekend?
I don't.
Okay. I don't either. If he plays this weekend, are you like, here we go again? They're just rushing him back to play against the Giants in the Devers series? Like, I would say, as much as you need Bregman back, and I want him back, and it's Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. You can dial us up, 617-779-7937. As much as I want him back, I wouldn't rush him back for this series, and it would make me question it if he's playing in this specific series going against Rafael Devers, who, Keefe, you're getting some flack on the text line.
No, I'm not.
About Devers and his errors.
Oh, well, it's the same guy, I think. That just goes nuts.
Rafael Devers.
He's having a tough Friday.
He has played 7 full seasons in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Where he was a third baseman. He came up, he only played 56 games in 2017. So that's hard to lead the league in errors when you only play 56 games.
True.
His full years in the bigs started in 2018 through 2024. He didn't play any third base this year.
No, is that right?
He went 24 errors, 22 errors, 14 errors, but that was 2020, only a 57-game season. 22 errors, 14 errors, 19 errors, 12 errors, every single year. All 7 full seasons he played in the bigs. Yeah. He led the league in errors. But the text that came in, Keefe, is saying, well, Bregman made 10 last year at third.
Yeah.
Devers made 12. That's a difference in 2 errors. How different are they really?
They're very different, sir or ma'am.
Could be a ma'am. Good point.
It's not hyperbole to say Rafael Devers is the worst defensive third baseman over the last decade. He is. And errors is one stat you can look at. But it also doesn't take into account the number of balls that Bregman gets to versus the number of balls that Devers gets to. There might be a ball hit to the left side that Devers can't even make a play on, and it's a hit or whatever, and you just kind of move on. Maybe Bregman makes that play. Or maybe Bregman even dives to his left, gets up, and then that leads to the throwing error where Devers never would have gotten to it before.
Right.
There's enough not me, but there are enough nerds out there that look into every possible thing. All these like run saved stats and all these. Go ahead.
I looked those up. I don't know the defensive run save stat super well, but I know it's a metric. You can go on Fangraphs, you can glance at it. It's easy to look up. Devers was dead last in defensive run saves last year in the bigs, -9. Bregman was a +6. That's 6th. He's 5th in baseball again this year. So Bregman's been good defensively at third, which you can see with your eyes.
He had a bunch of errors early, and Devers was like, all right, you got to clean that up.
Devers has been terrible. His whole career,
right?
He's been terrible at third base. So the reason that came up is because you asked, would the Red Sox be in a better position now that Campbell's sent down?
Yeah.
If they did just go through with Devers at third, Bregman at second, my answer is I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe they would have been better that way.
I think breaking away from Devers now and for the long haul is probably for the best. Now, they need to reinvest that money. They need to go out and get some really good players, whether it's at the deadline or this offseason. But this probably would have come to a head at some point. At some point now in the end of his contract, you were going to have to move him off of third base. So this season was a little bit more, I guess, ripping the Band-Aid off. But unfortunately, there was just no coming back from that. That basically ended the relationship when you did that. But when he signed that deal, and it's funny, remember Cora had that line about the guy that signed that deal isn't here. So maybe Chaim Bloom was like, you're our third baseman forever.
Well,
and then it's like, well, he's gone. And nobody with eyes thought he was going to be a third baseman forever.
I think Scheim brought this up earlier in the week, and it's a great point. I'm not sure when Devers said he was promised he was going to play third, what that even means. Who promised him that? When was that promised?
Right.
Was it Bloom when he signed the deal? Was it John Henry when he signed the deal? Was it Cora while Bregman never told him anything firm? What was it? And so I'm not even sure how true that is, or if it's true, how recent it happened.
I don't think anybody does that with anybody. Bryce Harper's moving positions. You know what I'm saying? I don't think any player has been guaranteed you're going to play this position. They got little Jose Altuve playing left field now. Nobody's locked in at a position.
You see, Euclid had a tweet about this too. You see
how moving positions all the time.
That's exactly what I thought. Euclid was like, everybody thinks it's so easy to go to first base. He's like, I really struggled when I went to the outfield. And I'm like,
he shouldn't have gone to the outfield.
Okay,
but he did.
Thank you. That was my point. I'm like, at least you did it.
I think you played second base for a game.
This guy refused to do it.
Yeah.
At least you did it, Uke. That's the whole point.
No, but that's also. Yeah.
And by the way, he's like, because people asked him that. They're like, outfield's really tough. It's not like moving third to first. He's like, third to first made a lot more sense. I'm like, that's what they were asking Devers to do.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why, like, as I heard the morning show talking about, they're asking Ty Law about moving positions, and they're like, yeah, what if they asked you to play fullback? I'm like, that's not what this is. They didn't ask Devers to pitch.
Did they? Okay, so I didn't hear that. I heard a lot of Ty.
Yeah, but Ty was even like, well, if they asked me to play receiver, he's like, I would like to play receiver.
I heard a lot of Ty when he wasn't getting dumped.
Yeah, I didn't hear all of Ty, unfortunately.
No one did. Unless you were live at Bernie's Beach Bar. You didn't hear everything Ty Law had to say. But Ty Law, did they ask him about playing special teams? He played special teams.
No, they didn't ask him about that.
On championship caliber teams, they
just asked about changing positions, but then they went to the extreme of like playing a completely different position. That's why, like, if you're Youkilis or Devers, playing third base and first base is one thing. Playing third base and left field or catcher or relief pitcher, those are all very, very different.
But at least you did it.
No, but he was pissed about being the DH. That's literally just hitting, which you were already doing.
And
so how do you think he was going to react to any other position?
He was pissed about going to DH. Then he went there and he raked, and he was wrong. Like, Devers was wrong the whole time about not wanting to go to DH.
Oh, he should have been a DH.
I feel like that gets buried. There's two things that get buried. Number one, he's really just pissed they signed Bregman.
Yeah.
And number two, he didn't want to go to DH. He went there, and he was completely wrong about it.
It was good.
So he's probably wrong again.
Yeah.
He's got a track record of being wrong on this. He's probably
and
wrong
now
again.
He'll be the first baseman tonight for the Giants.
Exactly. Oh, get ready for that. So the game's tonight. You can catch it tonight on WEEI. You can catch the whole series on EEI this weekend. Where would this rank, Keefe? And maybe we can just spitball some ideas, but where would this rank on an ex-player facing off against their former team? I know this game isn't in Boston, but a former Boston team. Like, what's higher on the anticipation level
obviously,
scale?
Tom Brady coming back with the Bucs was insane. Like, the timing of that, like, the very next year you play the Bucs, who you only play one every 4 years, and here he is.
And it was at Gillette, which is important. Like, it was here as opposed to buried out on the West Coast late on a Friday night.
Well, no, that was the second year. Because he'd already been in Tampa for a year, right?
Was it?
Wasn't he? Wasn't that
I thought it was
2021?
Oh, no, you're right.
So 2020, but whatever.
Okay,
so it was the second year, but still, it was like a very highly anticipated game. So I'd say Tom Brady and the Bucs coming to Gillette Stadium was big. I think the first time the Celtics faced Ray Allen with the Heat was a big deal. Kyrie Irving with the Nets was a big deal.
Those were definitely big deals. I'll give you a coach.
Tyler Sagan?
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was a big deal. I think he had a good time in Boston that night.
Oh, he's getting booed. And I think.
Or did he get scratched? Did he not even? I forget. There was something with Sagan.
Sagan's had some big games against the Bruins early
but he also had some good times.
Let me give you. Well, there's a lot of that. Let me give you a coach.
Yeah. Oh.
Parcells coming back.
Tunable.
Like, I think that's way bigger than Devers.
Yeah. I was thinking too recently, like Roger Clemens with the Blue Jays.
Roger
Clemens with the Blue Jays was insane.
Flipping off,
staring daggers at Dan Duquette as he's walking off the mound.
Way bigger.
He's like, "Yeah, I want to go closer to home." So he goes to Toronto, and you're like, Like any map I've seen, that's not closer to Texas, but that's fine. But yeah, that was a big deal. And then really, anytime Clemens faced the Red Sox after that, because between the Blue Jays and the Yankees, that was a huge deal. Much different because it ended.
What about like Pearson KG?
So
when they came back with Brooklyn,
not really. I love those guys, but it was sort of the Celtics stunk that year, and I don't know. Like, I guess the same thing is true for some of those other returns, but I feel like that one was like good for those guys. Some of the players you had bad blood for, right? Some of them, like Kyrie Irving, like screw that guy. Other ones, it was. You were kind of rooting for that player somewhere else, and now they're playing against your team.
This is a good one, Malloy. Malloy's actually very apt. Very apt comparison.
Oh yeah, especially that first game when they played Buffalo. Buffalo smoked them.
It's an away game. It's right back in your face. Although Malloy's teammates were pissed that he was gone, and these guys don't care one bit that Devers is gone.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's in terms of a timeline and where the game is, and that's a pretty good one.
Phil Kessel.
Kessel's
a good one.
Twitch chat said Joe Thornton.
Oh, Joe Thornton, sure.
Okay, I mean,
but that was another one. Like that was a weird. They're all a little bit different, right? Because some of the times you were mad at the player for leaving. Sometimes you were mad at the GM for trading the player or for not re-signing the player. So there's all different kind of emotions.
I think Malloy's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Malloy's a good one. They replaced Malloy with a better player. No offense, I love Lawyer Malloy, but they replaced Malloy with a better player, Rodney Harrison. We'll see if this team's better off for it, like the Patriots were better off for it. But Malloy wasn't he was a very, very good player. He wasn't like an all-time Patriot.
He's good, though. He's real good.
But I kind of think that's similar to Devers. Like I think Devers gets lumped in with Mookie Betts and names like that, and he's not that. He's
generational.
He's a lot closer to a Lawyer Malloy.
People are saying he's a Hall of Famer, Jones,
than he is to some of these other players. Yeah, Bradfo said that yesterday.
Yeah, I don't get that. I really don't understand it.
Well, we're small hall guys.
We notoriously small hall guys.
You have the smallest hall.
Not in my hall.
Yeah, no,
I'll tell you that
true.
much. Not putting him in there. Yeah, but this is, I think what also helps with this one is the timing of it, right? Because some of the players that we named, I think we had more of an attachment to that changed teams than we do Devers. But the way this whole thing unfolded very publicly throughout the season, then it was even a surprise that he got traded when he got traded. And then less than a week later, you're facing him. Like that helps.
That is wild. Nomar coming back, good one.
Oh yeah,
I was at the one where he returned to Fenway. Was that the first time he faced him, or did they face him somewhere on the road? I was there the first time he came back at Fenway, I believe, with the A's, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right.
Sick brag, bro.
Thank you. I'll take it.
That's not bad.
Marchand didn't get to play against the Bruins. That's true.
Yeah.
Did Joe Thornton get ejected right when he came back?
That could be.
Text line says he got ejected
okay.
7 minutes into his return. Multiple texts saying he got ejected. Ooh, Johnny Damon, good one, too.
Drew Bledsoe?
They're throwing money at him in center field.
Oh,
Bledsoe.
Johnny Damon's going. Damon with the Yanks, and then, Bledsoe
like,
with the Bills.
there's a lot of ones. I guess my point is I'm looking forward to it tonight. I don't want to downplay it.
I really am.
But there's a lot of bigger ones than this.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of bigger ones.
Of course. But I think it'll be fun to see how the teammates... This is another one. Like, they all reacted very differently. Like, there were teammates before. I mean, Ty Law was talking about it this morning, how pissed Ty Law was when Lawyer Malloy was gone. So pissed. You think anybody was pissed that Devers was gone?
No. Huge difference.
No.
So, but from a timeline standpoint and being right back in your face and all these things, that makes it. Replacing him with a better player, that all makes sense. But, right, Lawyer Malloy's teammates actually liked him.
They were really mad.
This guy, I'm not so sure.